Hey, morning everyone. It's Marc de Bruin from Simplifying Life. We are going through unprecedented times. I never thought that in my 51 years on the planet I would have to go through something like this, and I can only imagine that you never thought that either. It was interesting. I've been talking to a couple of clients recently and talking about my grandparents who in Holland went through World War II, and they had to flee their hometown of Rotterdam and actually go to the northeast because Rotterdam, being a port city, it got bombed by both the Germans and the English for different reasons, obviously, and they had to run for their lives. And even though our houses are still standing and we're not being bombed, it sort of feels the same way. Hey, yeah, for me, strangely enough, not a lot has changed because I've been working from home for so long. So me sitting behind my desk as I am today is business as usual. But the streets are really weird to walk on and drive on, to be honest. It's so much quieter, it's eerie. Hey, quick video, really quick. I want to put together a whole string of videos on how to deal with anxiety and strong emotions of whatever kind to deal with this situation as good as we can. And I'm going to run you through a couple, and I'm going to make it really simple. So today, a really cool anxiety tool. I have done a video on this one already. Look it up on my YouTube channel. It's somewhere there. It's called the S.T.O.P exercise. Stop. It's Counselling 101. It's super simple. It's basic. It works a treat if you work it. So S.T.O.P is an acronym. The letters S.T.O.P, stop. And what do they stand for? Well, the S stands for stop. Whatever you're doing, stop. If you're sitting in a chair and you find yourself ruminating about stuff, getting all worked up about how bad this is and how bad it could get and how bad the future is going to be or how good the past was, stop. So that's the stop. If you are heavily emotional and you find yourself crying or you find yourself talking over yourself to other people in very emotional terms, stop. If you find yourself looking at the news, turn off the TV. If you are finding yourself reading the newspaper and reading all this bad stuff, stop. Put it down, turn it off, throw it away, do whatever you can do, but stop doing what you're doing right there. Stop. I actually say it to myself. If I'm alone, I'll say it out loud, but otherwise I'll say it internally. And I often use that word multiple times. So for me, it's something like, okay, Mike, stop. In a neurolinguistic programming, we call it a state change or a state breaker. You break your own state. That's step number one. So the T in stop stands for take a really deep breath, preferably a couple. And I would suggest to use that 5-1-5 breathing technique that I've got another video on my YouTube channel as well. 5 seconds, really slowly breathing in. So counting 5 and breathing in, holding it at the top for a second, 5 seconds out. And then a second hold at the bottom, 5 seconds back in. And you do about 3-4 cycles of those. So about 30-40 seconds of deep breathing in a 5-1-5 pattern. Breathe. So take a breath. That's the T. The O in stop stands for observe. So become present. Stop going out into whatever could happen, whatever has happened, whatever will happen still, etc., etc. Observe right here, right now. So watch your thoughts. Don't get caught up in them, but just watch them come through. Thoughts are not facts. They are thoughts. They are thoughts spinning. You don't have to attach to them. You can just let them come in, let them go through, out in this ear, one out that ear, whichever, but just observe. Same with your emotions, observe them. Emotions are not bad per se. Emotions are just natural flow-on effects of situations that we're observing that we have strong thoughts about. So they're normal. Observe them. Don't get caught up in them. Observe them. Same with our body. How is our body responding? Is your heart rate slightly elevated? Do you find yourself breathing a bit more shallowly? Do you find that your hands and arms are trembling a little bit? Do you sweat a little bit more? What's going on in your body? I often feel like a vice around my head that's slowly squeezing in if I'm tense or tight, or around my neck, it's sort of squeezing in. Feel that. Don't judge it, but feel it. And with the emotions, one of my personal heroes, a pediatric psychiatrist called Dr. Daniel Siegel, he always talks about name it to tame it. Name it to tame it. So if you feel an emotion and you have a rough idea what type of emotion it is, name it. Anxiety, fear, insecurity, doubt, hesitation, impatience, frustration, anger. Name them. There is lots of neuroscientific research that suggests that when we name an emotion, our brains actually calm down a little because we've now labeled it, we've given it a spot verbally. Seems to be a lot of science to it. So name your emotion. And then the P in stop stands for proceed, but now in a more effective way. So if you found yourself reading the newspaper and getting all upset, or news.com.au, the Courier Mail, the Australian, or the Guardian, whatever, and you're getting all upset about that, well, stop that. That's the S. But then the P in stop is, well, do something else. Make yourself a cup of tea. Make yourself a cup of coffee, preferably decaf, because caf just gets you worked up even more. Grab a glass of water, go for a quick walk, ring a friend, read something uplifting, look up the good news channel. There is actually a good news channel. Look up some positive stats on the coronavirus or the COVID spread and how it's slowly already going down in particular countries, or how people get better, or how the death rates are slowly getting low or are relatively light in comparison to the people that make it through. Do something entirely different that's more effective, more useful, more beneficial, more uplifting. So do something else. Now, that's it. Hey, it's Counselling 101. Stop. Do something totally different than what you were doing before. And it might well have to be that you'll have to catch yourself about 20, 30 times in an hour. That's okay. But as long as you constantly stop yourself from the train just completely getting out of control and potentially running off track, you'll be doing so much better than when you would just stay on that train. So stop yourself, S.T.O.P, yourself, work on that one, and I'll send you another video tomorrow. Enjoy, have a good one.